MACKAY, almost 1,000 kilometres north of Brisbane, population 96,000. Known for sugar, for mining, for tourism, and today, rugby league. The NRL plays a premiership game in the Queensland coastal city for the first time. And aren't the residents excited? They'll support two of their favourite exports, Ben Barber and Dane Nielsen, head-to-head in a top-of-the-table encounter live on Fox Sports NRL Sunday from MACKAY. Yes, they have come from far and wide to see the best attacking team in terms of season stats against the best attacking team over the past month. It should be an exciting encounter. Matt Russell in commentary alongside Gary Belcher. First versus second in MACKAY. Isn't it a treat for them?
Oh, it is a treat for the people of MACKAY and the people of this whole region. They've come from far and wide, and of course they're two good defensive outfits as well, these teams. The Bulldogs have won the last 4 in a row. The Storm have only lost twice this season, and as you can see, the umbrellas are up. A little bit of rain splattering about.
Yes, a treat for Fox Sports viewers as well. The two best teams in the competition heading into round 16. Cam Smith and his Melbourne Storm teammates getting some last-minute instructions from Craig Bellamy. There is a change. Cam Smith is back in the hooking role. Maurice Blair in to play his third NRL game of the season at 5'8". That is the only change to the back line. We look at the forward pack, you can see Smith in his customary hooking position with Bromwich and Riles, the props, Manu, Hoffman and Lowry. That means the interchange now reads Hinchcliffe, Norrie, Varvey and Proctor. There's been a late change for the Bulldogs. Originally, it was 1 through 17. The backline is unaffected with Reynolds and Keating and Ben Barber, the local hope. But up front, you can see David Stagg has come in for Greg Eastwood, who had a leg injury in the warm-up. And it means that Josh Jackson will make his debut for the Dogs in jumper number 19. Let's go sideline to Lara Pitt. What can you tell us about Virgin Australia Stadium, Lara?
Well, Matty, I can tell you, despite the rain, Virgin Australia Stadium is at capacity today. It was the hottest ticket in town, the talk of the town 2 months ago when this fixture was announced. The grandstand behind me took less than half an hour to sell out, and they had to build extra scaffolding and seating around the stadium for all those fans that have come from across Queensland and indeed New South Wales and Melbourne to support their teams today. I was lucky enough yesterday to catch up with the Barber and Nielsen families. They are here today. It is a very proud moment for their extended families. I'm told up to 300 of their closest, nearest and dearest friends and family are here today to cheer them on. I will have a very special feature on NRL on Fox on both those families this week. And just lastly, as I started with on the conditions, it's not at all what we expected from these parts of Queensland today. Unfortunately, very wet, very windy and some rain around, and it was something like 14 degrees this morning, so not ideal conditions, but the fans, it hasn't kept them away. They have turned out in numbers, and some of them, I might add, in thongs and shorts, Matty.
Yes, hard to believe they could wear that apparel here today, because Gary Belcher, this is more like Amy Park in Melbourne than Virgin Australia Stadium in MACKAY.
As far as the weather goes, yeah, it sure is. It's a cold one up here. I just bumped into one of the local former NRL players, Owen Cunningham. He reckons it's as cold as he's had it up here in a long, long time. Melbourne Storm there getting their last huddle before the game starts. You can see the locals are all rugged up, but the action, I'm sure, will be very hot this afternoon.
Well, Kyle Burns and his team here in MACKAY have got this ground ready superbly. The Melbourne Storm and the Dogs about to run on. 180 tonnes of scaffolding. There are 110 specially built corporate boxes. And these two teams will get a great reception and plenty of support. Cam Smith leading his team through unfamiliar surrounds. The first NRL Premiership game in MACKAY. And the Melbourne Storm should have plenty of support given the strong Queensland flavour to their team.
Yeah, a very strong Queensland flavour. Of course, one of the favourite sons, Billy Slater, not available today, but there are plenty of Queenslanders out there. Cooper Cronk coming out now. Gareth Widdop, well, he's not a Queenslander. He's an Englishman. He'd probably be feeling right at home in this weather. It's his second game at fullback since Billy Slater's been injured. That's this season. And, of course, Dane Nielsen, who's Well, he played a couple of games for Queensland last year, and he'd have to be in the reckoning. If Billy's not fit for game 3, there's a chance.
Dane Nielsen was born in Mackay 1985. That man there is Todd Lowry with a special pink headgear for women in league rounds. You can see the pink bike shorts worn by Sam Cassiano and Frank Pritchard as well. A pink mouth guard for Ben Barber. There's Pritchard, followed by Cassiano. They are cut from the same mould, those two. And they'll take plenty of handling by the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, a bit of speculation this week. Big Sam Cassiano, is he a Kiwi? Is he a Queenslander? Well, Bulldogs fans don't care this afternoon. He's certainly one of them. He's a Bulldog and he's been playing great on that left side. And here's one of the local heroes, Benny Barber. Hasn't he been great at the back for the Bulldogs? And 18th man for Queensland in one of the Origin games. He's also in the reckoning for that #1 jersey.
Born in Darwin, Ben Barber, but played his junior footy here. Cam Smith waits. And there's David Stagg into the starting lineup because of injury during the warm-up to Greg Eastwood. A little setback for the Dogs straight away. They are up for this game. Sitting second and chasing a 5th straight win against the table-topping Melbourne Storm. It is first versus second, a September preview perhaps. The kick-off high and into this strong southerly wind. Batted back to Sam Cassiano. He goes to Pritchard. A great start from the Dogs.
He practiced that. Chris Ninu in the warm-up.
Not square, mate. I called you out. I didn't call you twice. You're never square.
The referees Gavin Badger and Ben Cummins, and inside 30 seconds, the whistle in favour of Canterbury. Michael Ennis will tap and go.
Go.
Here's Tolman. The Dogs positioned to land a very early blow. Cassiano back to Ennis. Now Reynolds. Halatau. Well tackled. Came from Blair and Nielsen. Ennis to Cassiano. They swarm in around Big Sam.
Go.
To the short side, Reynolds, a run-around move with Ennis. Here it is for Halatau. Out to Jonathan Wright. He heads back infield. Jonathan Wright towards the in-goal. Goes very close.
Go.
Ennis out of acting half. He walks into the in-goal, but they trap him on his feet. And he will come back to play the ball.
Last one, mate. 5th tackle. It's out there. Wait till I call time.
All hands on deck defensively for the Storm. They have one more tackle to survive after this storming start from the Dogs. Just what you'd expect from the top of the table encounter. Keating kicks along the ground into the in-goal. Back there, Cooper Cronk takes no chances. And straight away, the Dogs force a repeat set.
Gee, it's a great start, isn't it, by the Bulldogs? They got a result from the kickoff, received the football back, got a penalty, and now the end of the set, they force Cooper Cronk to make a play at the football. A strong breeze behind the Storm here. This could go a mile.
If they were hoping to ease themselves into this game, the Melbourne Storm better think again. Under siege from the kickoff. It is a Dogs home game. Tolman into Riles. Lowry is there as well. Now Keating to Cassiano.
Leaving now. Off the arm. Wait. Go.
Ennis. Now Keating. Plenty of ball movement for the Dogs straight away. Halatau ridden into the deck by Nielsen. It had to be a good tackle, and it was. Now Stagg to Barber. He goes to Keating. They go the same way. Morris, the Dogs, leading try scorer this season. Now Pritchard, dummied to Cassiano. The last here for the Dogs. It's Reynolds who chips towards the in-goal. A pile of bodies go up and the Storm come down. They survive, but only just. The
got up high, Christian Inu, and got a hand on the football. Big hit now on Ryan Hoffman.
It was Reynolds and Stagg, and the defence making a statement for the Dogs now. Bromwich. Jason Rhymes losing the ball as he went to ground forward, so this pressure defensively has paid off for Canterbury.
What's that? No, I thought the tackle knocked it out. Yeah.
Let's look at this shot from Reynolds on Hoffman. A big shoulder straight into the sternum.
It's a big hit from
Set him up.
a relatively small man. There might have been a Bulldogs hand on that football. Jason Riles and Michael Ennis dragged it out.
Over the top, hookers. No, Cameron. That's it, that's much better, Cameron, thanks. Heads in, lock in. Wait. Yeah, it's coming. Put your head in tight. 2 hands. Out.
Finally, Gavin Badger gets the scrum he wants. Barber and Inu. In his 4th game for Canterbury today after a mid-season switch.
Go.
Ennis. Tolman distributes. And Hallertau will take the tackle.
Back here.
Plenty of ball movement and bodies in motion. That's what the Dogs have provided. Cassiano gives it. Keating out to Barber. Slick hands. And McDougall spins his way to deck, but not before releasing the ball. It's Cassiano and Pritchard side by side. Sam runs. Stopped by Bromwich, Riles, and Sikamanu.
Jesse, go.
Ennis to Keating, back to Ennis. Probing, still going, Michael Ennis. They just got hold of him. He almost slipped free. Pritchard from acting hard to Keating along the ground again. Not picked up by Melbourne. Now it goes to the Storm. But a knock on against the Dogs.
He had a go at it, Ryan Hoffman, first of all, then a Bulldogs player. They're hanging in there, aren't they? The Melbourne Storm under a lot of pressure.
Just Marcus straight, wait there.
Just spending the whole first few minutes of this match camped in their own territory.
It was there for Dean Hallertau, and now a penalty to the Storm, and don't they need that, because 98%
Stay on, Cooper.
of this game so far has been spent in Storm territory. You can see the possession stat heavily in the Dogs' favour. 6 and a bit gone.
I reckon it'll be pretty simple stuff here from the Storm. They need to get into this game, and they need to get into it with a completed set, the kick on the end of it.
Riles with a good carry.
Hold now, hold, wait there.
Not sure of the possession. Smith to Bromwich. And finally, they explore the northern end of Virgin Australia Stadium. Cronk goes outside to Manu. Stopped by Pritchard and Keating. Lowry sips it up for Bromwich, who considered the offload as Maurice Blair came through but held the ball. Now Lowry running off Smith. He goes within 3 metres. The last for the Storm. Smith goes to his right. Not taken by Cronkite. Went backwards. Kicked by Widdop. Not played at. Still the last. Duffy fires it back to Widdop. He'll come across field looking for some supports. Blair, he chips to the corner. Anthony Quinn racing through, but the ball beat him.
How was that, mate? I've got a badge. Thanks, mate. Get the foot? Yeah.
Some enterprising stuff there on last tackle by the Melbourne Storm. But both sides have shown why they're at the top of the competition. They can absorb pressure defensively, and there's been plenty of it. That kick out on the full, hitting the line.
It's been a frantic start.
Hold, mate.
Pritchard. Some good metres. Ennis and Stagg now crossing halfway. Still 3 plays up their sleeve. It's Cassiano. Ennis with Reynolds trailing. Ennis gets away. Pulls Hallertau inside. And the back rower has it now. Here's the last for the Dogs. Ennis to Reynolds, who kicks back towards the post, looking for Ben Barber. Off the posts, into a local lad, and he gives the Dogs a dream start. The Ben Barber box has erupted. What a kick, what a fortuitous bounce. And who better to finish first in MACKAY?
Oh, they're going up here, the local fans, the Ben Barber fan club. It's massive here in MACKAY. What a kick, and it's clipped the post. He looked to have it covered there, Cooper Cronk. And Ben Barber, ever alert on those kicks, chasing back up the middle of the park. Great work there from Reynolds. 2 hands on the footy. He scores spectacular tries week after week. Add this one to the highlights, real Benny Barber.
Look at that, his 10th try in this, his 15th game of the season. He's one of 10 Dogs to play every game this year. And as we head into the back half of the season, that is a great number for Des Hasler to have week in, week out. Krishnan Inu has been a late arrival from the Warriors, but what an arrival he's made. 4 tries in his 3 games so far. He's 10 from 15 with the boot this season, 67%. Near perfect last week, and from right in front, the smiling assassin will knock this over. Wait for the smirk, and then expect 2 points after it. There it is. 6-0 to the Dogs. Lara Pitt has spent much of the weekend with the Barber family. They will be delighted with that, Lara.
Yeah, absolutely right, Matty. And Ben was here yesterday at the stadium signing autographs for little kids. He said it was just surreal to be on the other side of the fence here. He just remembers the other day he was a little kid looking up to his heroes. So a very special day for Ben indeed, and I'm sure his family were cheering very loudly just then.
Well, our commentary box is right behind a box filled with 10 people, all wearing Barber T-shirts. Number 1 emblazoned, and they launched themselves.
Just got the big thumbs up from Ben's dad, Ken. Very excited, of course. What a start. What a start by the Bulldogs. Into a, as we said, a very, very stiff breeze. Any points with this breeze behind them, well, they'll have it behind them in the second half. Any points in the first half will be a massive bonus.
Hallertau crossing the 30. It's the sort of start from a side that is intent on making a statement today. Against the ladder leaders, against a team they reckon they'll play sometime through September. It's the second meeting this year as Stag crosses halfway.
Last one, Jason!
The Storm winning their first meeting 12-6. Keating kicks. Again, it sits up in the wind, and Woodruff has it now. Runs into some strong defence from Pritchard and Keating. Duffy off his wing. Stopped by Tolman and Cassiano.
Come on, mate, all the way. Hold. Go.
Hoffman.
L3, David!
Let it go now, David!
Wait.
Off the ball.
Go.
Smith to Bromwich.
Up now, Mick! Keep coming.
Still 10 shy of halfway, the Storm. Now Cronk, second man play for Widdop. Long to Duffy. The defence was across there, herding him back in field. And the last now for Melbourne. Cronk will go high. It's a floating bomb going backwards. Difficult for Barber. He makes it look easy. What a start for Ben Barber, getting away from one tackle.
It has been a wonderful start, Ben Barber, scoring a great try. And considering he's at home, there can be an added amount of pressure you can put on yourself, and he's just come out so composed, Ben Barber. What a wonderful take that was. It was a high floater from Cooper Cronk.
Then it's to Cassiano. Look at him rumble up the field. Eventually stopped by Manu Riles. Tolman. Reynolds kicking on the last, keeping it low, trying to avoid having it stopped by this strong breeze. And Widdop can't get away from Inu or Jonathan Wright. Nielsen. The other side of this homecoming, of course. Having been born here, played his junior footy here. Anthony Quinn proving difficult to stop and twisting his way with determination to halfway. And now Smith to Cronk. To Manu, who had a juggle and lost it. Morris comes away with it for the Dogs.
A couple of uncharacteristic early errors from the Melbourne Storm. They've got to be careful that they get themselves into this game early. They've got that great breeze behind them, but that's not going to score points for them. It might help them territorially with a kick, but they're just not getting into the groove with the footy in hand.
The Dogs 6 from 7, near perfect, and Melbourne well below their normal high standards, just 2 from 5. You can see the rain that is falling in Mackay. Not only is it damp, it is very cool, about 14 degrees. Conditions to suit Melbourne, but it's the Dogs doing the better so far as Keating explodes over the 20. And Ennis will come to Reynolds on the last. A chip of sort towards Widdop, who got up in the air. There was contact high, but play allowed to continue.
Well, I thought he was still in the air when he was contacted by Krishnan Inu. Referees didn't see it that way.
Go.
Nielsen to Hoffman. And again, the Dogs are up quickly.
Wait.
It is hard work for Melbourne getting out of their danger zone, their 20-metre line. Lowry back to Riles. He took it flat-footed. That's tackle 4, and you can see the 20 line still in front of them. Cam Smith has had enough, and he pumps it long, hoping to milk this wind. Ben Barber has it. I don't know what to call it. It's stronger than a breeze. Are you happy to call it a wind, Gary Belcher?
A strong wind, and that's a strong tackle there on Ben Barber. Got hold of him, dragged him back 10 metres. That'll help their cause. Melbourne Storm. Cam Smith knows it's a good tactic to kick before the 5th tackle to get it from dummy half. All the onside chases, but he's picked out Ben Barber. You don't want to do that too often.
Coleman greeted by Smith and Lowry. Riles in there as well. Graham. He's come off the bench. He's played every game off the interchange. James Graham. Keating along the ground. Well positioned. Gareth Widdop keeps the feet moving, gets away and tries to circle the defence.
He's a good replacement, isn't he, for Billy Slater. Sharp player, Gareth Widdop. Played a lot of fullback before coming into grade, and of course with the world's #1 in that position, he's had to find another spot. Done well at 5'8".
He's played fullback for England after filling that role admirably during his Toyota Cup career for the Melbourne Storm. Lowry, here he is, the Englishman. Stopped by another Pong, but not before an offload to Cronk. Smith out of acting half to Manu. He goes straight away to Justin O'Neill.
Last one, Marcus. Josh. Half back in, James. That's it. Go.
Cronk takes his time and goes high. Again, Ben Barber waits, and again he takes safely. The chase was strong from Hoffman, and he very nearly forced him back into the in goal. Oh, Manu. The shoulder on Luke McDougall. And again, the defence up quickly. They're giving the Dogs some of their own medicine right here.
Keep coming, Cameron. Here on hold. Second marker.
Tolman.
Cameron, last tackle.
The last now for the Dogs. They've come 20-odd metres, 15 in fact.
Keep this.
And Widdop Thought about going to Anthony Quinn, but takes the tackle.
He's got such a good passing game, Gareth Widdop, and it's developed even further with his stint at 5'8", that it's great at the back, it helps. Players back there with him. Just another option, it takes a bit of the pressure off. Anthony Quinn, one of those players in support always.
And Bromwich. Smith comes to Norrie. Now Cronk had Widdop inside, instead he kicks along the ground. Barber has to motor. He gets there safely, and this time they'll force him in goal.
Oh, a little scary moment there for Ben Barber. Looked like he was going to try to offload the ball. I thought it was going to slip out of his right arm. Well, he had to put all of his effort into holding onto it, and then he got dragged back into the in goal.
Justin O'Neill and Sikamanu, the men. Justin O'Neill, perhaps the man most effective in trapping Ben Barber in goal.
Good kick there, wasn't it, from Cooper Cronk, and that'll be the tactic, or one of the tactics today for the Storm, just to camp themselves in this territory for a while.
So one goal line dropout each. Blair.
Hold.
Hoffman on the short side.
James, how they doing?
Short side, Chris. Hold.
Blair. Crossfield to Cronk. And Manu is the flat runner. Sikamanu. Stopped 4 metres short. Smith to Cronk. Now Blair runs into a shot from Inu. A shoulder charge that allowed James Graham to trap the Melbourne Storm. Here's Cam Smith out of acting half. He was grabbed just in time. Norrie from acting half to Cronk. He'll kick back the other way, looking for Anthony Quinn. Instead, it's marked by Jonathan Wright.
Not his best kick there. Kicking back across the line. Cooper Cronk, Jonathan Wright, too easy for him. The quick tap now.
Keep coming, Jesse, go.
The Melbourne Storm have won their last 3 against the Dogs and 9 of their last 11.
I really like what I'm seeing from the Dogs defensively. It's been the cornerstone of their game. I know they've been fantastic with the footy in hand. I love their ball movement, but defensively, just a tough unit this year.
Stagg to Reynolds, who now gets the ball away to Wright, but it's called forward. The call came from Ben Cummins straight away. Our angle wasn't a good one.
We'll get a better look here. Oh, gee, yeah, I think it has floated forward. Well, there might have been a nod and a wink from the touchy as well for referee Cummins.
You think I listen to him, do you?
He just a split second longer than he wanted to squeeze it out. It's a good run, though, by Reynolds. There haven't been too many errors from the Dogs this afternoon.
Ben, just bind him in tight for me.
Last time they met, round 7, 12-6 to Melbourne. Hoffman and Hinchcliffe, the try scorers for the Melbourne Storm. Both involved again today. Ryan Hoffman hoping to put forward a performance that may see him considered for Origin 3. Norrie. Lowry across halfway. Into Stagg and Ennis. Now Cronk to Hoffman. He played 5 Origins in 07 and 08. Here's Cooper Cronk. The last for Melbourne. And it's Gareth Widdop kicking across field, coming through very quickly. O'Neill, Barber is there. He marks in goal.
They're running, that's fine.
And it will be Luke McDougall back to the 20.
That's 2 in a row. The Breeze has just swept that ball deeper than the Storm expected, and they've marked them on the full. The Bulldogs have got a free tap out from the 20. Cam Smith Just having a look at him, hasn't had too many opportunities. When he starts to run out of dummy half, you know, the Storm are winning that battle in there of the play the ball. That would be one of their main intentions, Savo.
Tolman put on his back by Hinchcliffe and Lowry. Ennis through Reynolds, Hallertau. Stagg. Inu back the other way now. Stopped by Norrie, but he keeps the legs going and takes a few more metres. Krisnan Inu hasn't been a buy for the Dogs. Now Reynolds along the ground. Widdop has it. And he scooped it up from round his boots. The bounce was kind.
Stay straight, yours one.
He's got every trick in his bag, hasn't he? Josh Reynolds runs to the line, dummies. Good little kicking game.
Here's O'Neill. Last week his bag of tricks included 2 tries against the Dragons, Josh Reynolds.
Don't work in straight, Chris.
Hinchcliffe will play it on the 30-metre line. Proctor.
Move for last. All the way and hard. Here we go.
Cronk. Again has the ball sail downfield, pushed by the Southerly. And Jonathan Rice. He's back there on his own, but gets away from Quinn and Nielsen before Quinn comes again from behind. Barber. Pink boots, pink bike pants, pink mouth guard for women in league rounds. Now James Graham. Is he the best interchange player in the competition? James Graham. His stats outstanding this season.
He's doing a great job. He's been off the bench every game this season, James Graham, and he's, well, there's the starting props. Tolman and Cassiano haven't missed a match either. They're doing well in that department, the Bulldogs.
That was Tolman's hit up there. Now it's with Reynolds. He goes long. This is the last. Inu kicks. Grubbers for himself. Didn't get the ball back. In fact, Reynolds almost got in his way. They were both there to pick the ball up, and no one knew who was going to have a crack.
Oh, the ball wouldn't sit up for either of them. It stayed right in the middle. It was a good chance.
Okay, Aiden now.
I think Desi Haslam probably would prefer them to play a bit deeper if they could, get the ball as deep into Storm territory as possible. But they're holding on. They're holding on defensively. I love the communication between the Bulldogs. You can see they're covering for each other from the inside. The numbers in the tackles, they peel off really well. They're controlling that area.
He's the captain.
That's the danger, isn't it? And he starts to run.
Blair kicks. The chase from Quinn will put some pressure on Barber, who has it now. He couldn't split them. Nielsen was there too.
Benny, I'm going.
The Dogs get a penalty.
Wait there. Okay.
Several Melbourne Storm players offside, and here's Reynolds with a quick tap and go. Josh Reynolds catching them by surprise.
Don't work in.
Isn't it great to see them allowed to take a quick tap? Cowboys were denied that a couple of times last night for some strange reason.
Oh, and hear Jonathan Thurston screaming from here. He wanted to do it twice, and each time was called back. Graham slips as he came to Norrie and Lowry. Corey Payne to Barber. Now Inu, who's well tackled by Quinn. Ennis to Reynolds, and now the ball via the ground into the hands of Josh Morris.
Move! Forward! Keep coming! Keep coming! Roiund, Hinchcliffe! Not there, Roiund!
Here's Reynolds kicking back the other way, straight to Gareth Widdop, who took it on the fly.
Yeah, good work. Good positional play. Well read, Gareth Widdop.
Right, the young fullbacks having a good game. Barber and Widdop.
Keep coming. Hold. Go. Chris! 3. Movement! Back here and hold. What? Hold! Go.
Smith, again, with good metres out of acting half.
Locking him in. Go.
Now Blair to Nielsen. They cross halfway, but on the last now.
Not too early, boys.
And Nielsen's been rattled in a tackle. He's back to his feet slowly. Smith drives it low. And he will find touch 2 metres out from the Dogs' goal line.
That's clever. That really is a nice kick there, Cam Smith. Had a good run out of dummy half in that set and just gave his side a bit of time to get their composure. The Bulldogs aren't in any rush to get it back, but they are doing some good things with the football in hand.
Of course, round 16 is Harvey Norman Women in League round. You can go to NRL.com for more information, and you may have noticed that the Women in League footballs aren't being used today. Gary Belcher, why?
I've noticed that. Well, I think there are some concerns, and they were voiced last night by Brett Camorley in particular about the way the footballs are floating around, and I believe the NRL are not going to be used at all for the rest of the weekend, and there is some inconsistency with the football. I think the Bulldogs probably not happy about it, and I reckon the Storm they'd be fine with that decision.
We did see the ball doing some strange things at Dairy Farmer Stadium in Townsville last night. And these teams saw enough there to say, we'll stick with the normal balls. Thank you very much. A high tackle spotted by Gavin Badger.
I understand that, but you did get him high. He fell into it, but he did get him high. You're right? Yeah. He's running.
Yeah, mate, got it.
Chris Keating off and going. Inu.
Back here. Don't hold him.
Hoffman fighting to clear himself from Inu's grasp.
Move, Brian. Hold now, hold.
Graham will play it, 22 outs. Now Tolman. Just the one try in the first half an hour. It came from Ben Barber. 6-0 to the Dogs, chasing more points here. Keating sits it up. Goes to Barber. The defence read it perfectly. It was O'Neill doing a good job. Now Keating kicking across field. Coming through. Anthony Quinn, but the Dogs have it. The Dogs went up and came down with it. Brisbane Inu is claiming a try.
He reckons he put it on the line, and tough to tell from this angle. I think he's a good chance. Gee, he can fly high, can't he? Chris Inu absolutely got over the pack. Check the onside. Looked pretty good from there on the wide angle. Inu in jersey 4, about to get up and over the Melbourne Storm players. 2 hands on the football. Can't really tell from that angle. The head on will be a better shot. Let's have a look here.
He was up over the top of Dane Nielsen, and the question mark that remains is the grounding. That angle won't show it. This will be a better indicator. Knocked out by Anthony Quinn, was it? And therefore, does Halatau come into the picture for the next grounding?
Yeah, perhaps. Let's look how it comes out here. This is going to be a tough one for the video referee. How does the ball come loose? Oh, there is a hand there just
from
got
Anthony
hold
Quinn.
of it. Quinn's right hand just touches the footy.
Sean Hampstead is the video referee today at Virgin Australia Stadium, having another look.
Well, he's definitely got a hand on it, Anthony Quinn.
Was there separation before he grounded the ball? That's what they're looking for at the moment. Does Christian Inu's forearm leave the football before he grounds it? It is frame by frame stuff. I'm not convinced there's separation. I think this will be try to the Dogs, maybe with a benefit of doubt.
I think you're right.
What does Sean Hampstead come up with? A second try to the Dogs. Brisbane Inu is smiling again.
Did he score or did Hallertau score?
Brisbane Inu scored. They would have had to look at Hallertau's grounding as well if that was to come into play. So 2 kicks for 2 tries. Firstly for Ben Barber, now for Brisbane Inu. That makes it 5 tries in 4 games for the Dogs.
Well, it's only a 10-point, perhaps 12-point lead to the Dogs. But, gee, into this stiff breeze, they're going to have it at their backs. There's not long till half-time. They're going to come out here. That lead is worth a lot more than 10 or 12.
Of course, he also scored for the Warriors this season. That's why the season tally stands at 6, but he has 5 in 4 games at Canterbury. Following the same process as always, Brisbane Inu up and over, no, waved away. We commented on the short posts here in MACKAY, and right there it was hard to judge. Both touchies had no doubt saying no goal. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon it was no goal. It was headed just inside the left upright, but that really powerful breeze blew it away.
Yeah, he's going to go your way.
Here's the debutant, Josh Jackson. He and Finucane, standouts for the Dogs under 20s for years, and are set to be the cornerstone of the Canterbury pack for who knows how long. Two flatmates together in first grade. Cassiano out the back to Reynolds. He comes to Inu, who has a bit of time and gets the ball away to ground, picked up by Jonathan Wright, who accelerates, finds Corey Payne. He goes back to Ennis. Ennis goes to Keating. Over the top now, it's with Morris. It is hot potato stuff from the entertainers. They're back.
Absolutely, this is Canterbury of the early 80s. Wonderful footy. Jonathan Wright's pick-up off his toes was a beauty.
Keating drives it low. It's off O'Neill, but he has it now.
He's been good out there, Justin O'Neill. Defensively, hasn't had a lot of opportunities with the football, but certainly in defence against quality player Josh Morris.
McDougall's cut in.
Been great.
Luke, you're going to have to go to the back.
Yeah, take it.
Brian.
Well, Luke McDougall's not having much luck at the Dogs. In his first game, he suffered an elbow injury. He's back for his second game today, and the eye is closed, and he has a problem with a bleeding face.
L3, move, mate! Wait.
Here's Cooper Cronk looking for an inside runner. Gareth Widdop was the man.
Wait for it.
Now Vave to Cronk, and Hoffman straightens over halfway.
Josh up! Right, James.
Cronk goes high towards the western sideline. The ball bounces and kicks over the sideline.
Yeah, they're having some trouble. You can see in the background there, the trainer trying to clean up Luke McDougall's face. The trainer in orange. And it's pouring out the blood. They'll be really happy with this lead, 10-0, if they can take it into half-time, the Bulldogs.
Okay, bind him in tight, lock.
Important that they get through this set.
Okay, Mick, bind him in tight, mate. Just wait there, 2 hands, Josh. Wait there. Mick, can you go? Mick, let's go. Okay, 2 hands. Time back on. Out! Yours.
Jonathan Wright from the back of the scrum with the first hit up.
Roiund out of there.
Under 5 to play in the first half. A very good first half from Canterbury. We don't have much luck when they take home games on the road. They've won only 4 of their 9 travelling roadshow games, if you like.
Hey, work your creep, they're up. Okay, up now with it. Just play the ball.
This game meant to be in Adelaide, but that opportunity closed, and they've come to MACKAY and Cassiano. Tackled right on halfway. The last here for the Dogs, Keating. Kicks long into this breeze and will have it roll too far. He would have expected that one to pull up, but it seemed to be not affected. Maybe this wind is easing slightly.
Well, they kept it low.
That's 1, 2,
That'll be something for Cam Smith and Cooper Cronk to learn from in the second half when they're running into the breeze.
But there's a tackle on Hoffman. It came from Corey Payne and Sam Cassiano. Now Varve with some contact. Graham was the man ripping in.
Back here.
Not for the first time today.
Wait.
We underline Canterbury's defence. This is Blair. Tackled by Payne and Hallertau. Smith out of acting half to Cronk. He's stopped by Cassiano. And this will be the last for Melbourne now. A chip and chase from Widdop, who is going to put some pressure on Barber. Broken field. This is his time to shine. Almost getting away and getting away now. Up to halfway, but losing the ball. Ryan Norrie returns. Well, he had the MACKAY crowd out of their seats again, Ben Barber.
Had me out of my seat. He's amazing, isn't he, Ben Barber? With a half an opportunity, he'll make it into something. It was only a great effort there by Justin O'Neill, chasing from behind and knocking the football out that stopped it.
Here's Cam Smith, a half break, and drawing a penalty at the end of it.
It wasn't you, Corey, it was Mick Ennis. Mick Ennis. Okay, come in, mate.
Mick Ennis, the most penalised man in the league. Put another one down beside the captain's name. Smith. Second man play to Cronk. Waiting for him, Josh Jackson. Norrie turns into a strong tackle from James Graham again. Cronk chipping, looking for Matt Duffy. The aerial specialist was up there. He had it, but he put it down.
Well, that's a great play by the Storm, and so often they'll come up with points from those two players. Billy Slater's out of the picture. Matt Duffy is the go-to man. He can fly so high. Oh, no, a mistake.
With 70 seconds left in the first half, the Storm will get a great opportunity. Look at them hurrying to the scrum. They want time off.
Stay down.
And they will get it with just over a minute left in this first 40. He never ceases to amaze me, Matt Duffy, how high he gets. And then Mick Ennis, just a little look before he had the ball, and the bobble came as a result.
What have they got up their sleeve here? The Storm.
Ben, hit him, mate.
They average the most points per game, tries per game, and the best completions, but so far they have nothing to show for in the first half. Here's Blair within 5 metres. Smith to Widdop. Didn't pull the trigger on the pass.
They were short on the left. The Dogs had to jam in.
Smith to Cronk. And now Varve has it. And he's stopped abruptly by Sam Cassiano. The short side again. Out the back to Nielsen. Stopped by Reynolds and mainly Hallertau. 2 plays left for Melbourne. Here's Cronk. 16 seconds left in the first half. A kick and a chase, but cleaned up at the back.
Here it is. Melbourne, boys. Wait, boys.
It's Ben Barber with the final play of the first half. He came up with the first big play, a try from a kick. He finishes with the ball in his hand, and it has been a fantastic first 40 minutes from the home team in MACKAY, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. They lead the Storm 10-0. We will break on NRL Sunday and come back to relive what has been an enthralling first 40. Stay with us. You're watching Fox Sports, Australia's sports leader.
I'ma chase that feeling like
The top 2 teams have been ripping in MACKAY. It is a final come early, some great contact from both teams, but the side laughing loudest at half-time is Canterbury because they have a very handy 10-0 lead, Gary Belcher.
Yeah, they're going really well, aren't they, the Bulldogs? They caught them on the hop, the Melbourne Storm, right from the first kick-off. They got hold of the footy, did some good stuff with it and came up with a couple of tries. They've had a little bit more football there. You see their completion rates. They've had 4 more sets. But geez, what they're doing with the football, their short passing game is superb. Even their big men get involved in that, and it just keeps taking the sting out of your defence.
TAB Sportsbet has a special this weekend. It's called Try for MACKAY. If the 2 local boys, Ben Barber and Dane Nielsen, score 2 or more tries between them, $3.25 is the price, and Ben Barber gave that a great chance of happening with the first try of the game. He flashed through after a very good kick, got the bounce, and as is so often the case, finished spectacularly.
Yeah, well-planned move there. Josh Reynolds, whose kicking game has been superb, put that one right on the spot where he needed to. Ben Barber flying through off the post, just gets up and over Cooper Cronk there. The crowd went up, he went up, the family went up. It was a big moment there for one of the local heroes. And then another try off a kick. A lot of doubt about this one. Christian Inu flying high. It was ruled, I believe, to be it was a benefit of the doubt try, but just a hand on it there from Anthony Quinn. It helped force it out and we give him the try.
Yes, we went to the video referee, Sean Hampstead, for a long time. He signed off on that. It is 2-0. The best attacking team in the league this season, kept to nil. So give the Dogs defence plenty of credit for that. Well, Ben Barber and Dane Nielsen grew up in MACKAY as friends. Their family are still here and they still mix off, and it is a head-to-head battle today, and Ben Barber has his nose in front because his side is leading and he's been magnificent.
Yeah, well, we saw the try that he scored, but not only that, he's been great under the high ball. He's cleaned up some pretty tough stuff at the back as well. That was a really high floater there from Cooper Cronk. His communication is really good at the back there. He's a player playing with a lot of confidence, and there's been talk about him perhaps being in the mix. If Billy Slater doesn't play for Queensland, he wouldn't be out of place on the end of that Queensland backline. No doubt at all. This was a great run here. It was only the fact that it got knocked out by Justin O'Neill at the last moment that it didn't amount to more, but he's been superb.
Yeah, and in front of 10,000 MACKAY footy fans, he's had them roaring often in the first half. We're set for a thrilling second 40 minutes. There is Craig Bellamy. He wouldn't have seen his side kept scoreless very often in his 10-year reign in Melbourne. You can see the line now at 8.5. It is the Dogs, $1.35 favourites. You don't often get $3.20 about the Melbourne Storm because they need a big second half. So it is the Dogs' home game. They are set to celebrate, taking their footy to the road, and Lara Pitt is standing by with a man largely responsible for bringing them here.
Yes, that's right, Matty. Todd Greenberg good enough to join me on a very windy and cold sideline, but sure to be happy with the 10-0 lead at halftime. Todd, were you expecting this kind of reception when you came here to MACKAY for the team?
Look, we really hope for it. I mean, it's wonderful to be in a community that supports rugby league so strongly, so delighted to bring the Bulldogs here. It's been a big part of our strategy over the last few years to broaden our base, and today's another step in that direction. And Had a great day so far. I've seen a lot of very happy rugby league fans, not just Bulldogs fans, but rugby league fans.
All right, some criticism, though, about bringing a game 1v2. You weren't to know that it was going to be like this, but will you consider doing it again?
Yeah, we will. And look, ultimately we can't keep everybody happy. You know, we've got a lot of fans in our local district, in the Canterbury-Bankstown district, but to continue to grow your club, you've got to continue to make some decisions about growing the base of support, and that's why we do things like today.
All right, I have to ask you are the CEO of the Bulldogs, and a happy job probably to have at the moment, but there is another CEO position open at the moment. So where are you at with that? Are you considering putting your hand up?
Look, as flattering as it is to have your name mentioned, I've got a lot of work at the Bulldogs. I'm under contract there, and I've got no desires to do anything else than to try to continue to improve our club.
All right, thanks so much, Todd, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Greenberg won't be too happy to know this. The Storm have been behind at half-time in their last 2 games, have come back to win both of them. Will they be able to do it again? Find out after this short break.
You are watching NRL Sunday on Fox Sports. Big Sam Cassiano, hasn't he been a handful in the first half? We know he's a Bulldog, but is he a Queenslander or a Kiwi, Gary Belcher?
Oh, I'd love him to be a Queenslander, but no, he's a Kiwi. He's played for the junior Kiwis. I think he signed a document to say he's a Kiwi, so he's got to play for them. And there's the Barber fan club, the family, up in the stand, and weren't they excited? Their dad, Ken, right in the middle there, seeing his son playing another one of those wonderful games that we've seen this year.
Their seafood platter almost bit the dust a couple of times when Ben Barber scored or made a break. They were out of their seats. And the wonderful facilities here at Virgin Australia Stadium almost couldn't handle the food that was in front of them.
Yeah, Gareth Widdop coming out there along with Ryan Hinchcliffe and Cam Smith, Cooper Cronk there. The men most likely to spark something for the Storm in this second half.
The Dogs on a 4-game winning streak against the Sharks, the Roosters, the Rabbitohs and the Dragons. Will they add the Storm to that list? It will be 5 straight consecutive matches in a single season for the first time since 2009. Sam Cassiano getting through 12 tackles and 7 hit-ups in the first half.
Surprised Sam Cassiano gets through 12 tackles. I wouldn't run anywhere near him. He's out on the field. Maybe that'll be one of the Storm's tactics in the second half. Try to tire him out a bit. He's been good, solid as usual, Josh Morris.
Ready to go? Ready, boys?
Unable to use a strong wind in the first half. The Storm will run into it in the second. The kickoff sits up. And Keating has it safely for the Dogs, who started the game with such intensity and energy. Can they recapture that early in the second half? Roiund plays it. Here's Jackson. Just repeating, Josh Jackson making his NRL debut. Cassiano out the back to Reynolds, now Barber. He's tackled on halfway. Palatau. Straight into the teeth of the defensive line. Led by Brian Norrie and Hinchcliffe. Now Keating kicks. And Matt Duffy has it for the Storm.
Josh, leaving now.
Yeah, back it up, boys.
Justin O'Neill fending his way clear of one Bulldog and taking some more metres with a good run. Who or what is going to spark the Storm, because the Lunner leaders are yet to score a point in this contest. Varve plays it after a good run. Hinchcliffe through Blair. Now Hoffman will play it just into Canterbury territory. Smith dummies. He was tackled by Corey Payne. Cronk with another floating bomb. Waiting, Ben Barber had to reach but gets it safely. And gallops upfield a few more metres.
He's on fire, Ben Barber. Can't do anything wrong. That was a tough one. Another floater with some pressure added by the Storm chasers. He did it easy.
He came to this game with 79 tackle busts, equal first in the league with Greg Inglis, and 13 line breaks. He scored a try, but it's his defensive work today that has really seen him stand up in a strong run from Cassiano off the back of Ben Barber's work early in the set.
And I'm expecting more and more for Ben Barber to be hanging around Sam Cassiano in attack when they get in better position. That looks like it's out of the full.
And it is. Nick Ennis getting that kick wrong.
Full tackle.
We just got that one off the side of the boot, Mick Ennis, but we've seen Cassiano, Pritchard, Barber, that combination so often works so well. He hasn't had too many chances there, Ben Barber, today. But...
And Mick Ennis doing well to get through every game this season so far. He's been carrying some injuries early in the year. He's still to find 100% fitness and hopes to be that for a finals campaign. Not that too many players play at 100% these days. So tough is the game of rugby league as Hoffman gets to the 30-metre line. Cronk across field, out the back to Blair. He goes to Riddick. And he's tackled by Jackson and Keating with Payne in late. Still 3 plays left for the Storm. To the short side again. Cronk to Proctor, who lost it forward but gets it back. Fortunately for Kevin Proctor, it went up rather than forward into the Dogs. Now Cronk kicks along the ground. He was stopped in the chase. What will the referees think of that? Play on the call, and who else to play it but Ben Barber?
He did look to be impeded in his chase for the football, Cooper Cronk. Now they're driving him back.
And Morris loses the ball. He did so well to stay in the field of play when 4 Storm players rushed in, but loses it and is angry about it.
Oh, he is. He's filthy. And this is what the Storm play for, to put pressure on you, to get repeat sets, to force mistakes. And Josh Morris, the man there who didn't come up with a footy in hand.
Make sure you stay in bounds. Okay, 2 hands.
A great opportunity coming for Melbourne. Trailing 10-0 at half-time. Smith from the back of the scrum to Blair. And he's cut down by Hallertau and Ennis. Now Hoffman! Hoffman angled towards the in goal and gets a penalty.
Stay there.
He scored against the Dogs in round 7 and must have thought he was set for another one. No. This is Hinchcliffe dummying, taking a tackle from Graham, who came in heavily over the top. Smith to Blair. Blair tries to brush clear of Hallertau and can't. Hallertau held on long enough. Smith flat to Varve. Sasaya Varve trying to work his way to ground. And again, he's pushed back. The Dogs' defence yet to break. From chipping for his outside man straight into the clutches of Luke McDougall, who lost it over the dead ball line, but did enough to save the try.
Yeah, it was touch and go as to whether he left the field of play or the in-goal area to catch this. Yeah, he is in the field of play. If he kept hold of that cleanly, he was a chance of getting back out. More pressure. Well, he's got a cut on the eye. Another Canterbury player underneath the post is down hurt. Ben Barber it is, who's receiving some treatment for a whack on the head.
Stay on.
The Dogs keen to use every second available to them as they find themselves under sustained pressure early in the second half.
Okay, time back on.
Krishnaninu with the goal line dropout, 53 on the fly. And Varve accelerates into the defence, re-signed by the club this week, along with Riles and Hinchcliffe, Mitch Garbutt, Bromwich, Sisawonga, and even Kurt Mann from Newcastle, announcing a raft of signings. Hinchcliffe within 15. Blair to Cronk, changes the direction, goes to Smith, who kicks early in the tackle count. It sits up for Quinn, and the Melbourne Storm roll the dice early in the tackle count and profit.
Oh, you're a genius, Cam Smith. Not much you can't do. So dangerous around dummy half. Playing a little bit wider on that occasion. Slotting into 5'8" at times. A reverse pass across the ruck from Cronk. And that's brought all the defenders up out wide. Jonathan Wright can't turn and chase in time. Smith kicking into space. And he does arrest out here Anthony Quinn. A relatively easy try for him, but they needed it badly, the Melbourne Storm.
Anthony Quinn, just his second try of the season. He hasn't scored since round 3. He breaks the drought for himself and his team in this game.
It's that second pass that so often brings the outside defenders up. I know that time it was across the back of the ruck by Cronk, but they started to get a little bit edgy out wide, Canterbury defenders. Just left enough space for Smith's kick.
He's hitting them at 68% this season, Cam Smith. A tricky attempt first up today in MACKAY. You can see the heavy cloud cover. The rain has stopped for the time being, though. Cam Smith needing to bring it back. The wind does that. In fact, it comes back too far and blows across the face.
That would have been an amazing goal had he got it. That is a heavy, heavy breeze that is blowing straight into the face of the Melbourne Storm.
Let's go sideline to Lara Pitt.
Yes, just the halftime messages, boys. Des Hazler certainly won't be happy to see the Storm get on the board straight after halftime. He told his side not to defend their lead, get back to playing their natural passing game, which we didn't see a lot of in the first half, and he expected the Storm to come back at them hard, which they certainly have. Craig Bellamy, I'm told, was calm but direct. Not too much spitting, I'm told, but worried all the same. Said the Bulldogs' possession hurt them early. He wants to see his side get back into the grind and push up and support the ball.
Give me space, Josh, give me space.
Thank you, Lara Pitt sideline. As Cam Smith comes to Hinchcliffe.
Josh Morris, get on. Hold.
Smith, out of acting half, spotted a hole, but closed quickly. Corey Payne making the tackle, and then running back through the ruck. Kevin Proctor eventually got the ball. The Dogs may be a little lucky not to concede a penalty. Cronk kicks, and again you can see the ball holding up in the wind, getting away from Barber, who has it now, and he gets away from one, but not Anthony Quinn.
If you get the ball to bounce any time on a high kick, that's great. On a day like today, it's gold. That was dangerous.
Oh, wait.
Graham. Keating.
Cameron, get straight.
Stopped by Hinchcliffe and Smith. Reynolds goes high, lets the wind do the rest. Taken by Widdop. And he can't get away from the chasing Hallertau. It was a good chase. Hoffman spins away from Reynolds, who attempts his second big shot of the game.
On the same player. He got him in the first half, Ryan Hoffman.
We're in no man's land, Corey. We were too deep, yeah, and then you went back 10, so you're
Started to play too early, Corey.
Spare a thought for the punter with TAB Sportsbet, who has a 9-leg multi going. Successful with the first 8 legs. He needs the Dogs to win or at least finish within 2 points of the Storm. If so, he converts $1,000 into $110,000. This, the final leg. One very nervous individual. Varve.
Big!
Hinchcliffe. We had Graham down low. He is tireless, James Graham. Smith to the short side. Dummies, Cam Smith. He scored in his last two games. Never in 3 consecutive games, Cam Smith at club level. Cronk. And penalised the Dogs again.
And he knew they were offside. Cooper Cronk, that play was just aimed at getting a penalty.
Stay there, Benny.
What was I to do? You can take it back, Cameron. Corey, that's too easy, mate. Back to the line. Go.
Norrie. Stopped by Tolman.
Hold the line, hold the line.
The penalty count 5-3 against Melbourne.
Josh, quicker!
Blair will play at a metre short. Smith to Cronk. And now Hinchcliffe, Brian Hinchcliffe. He scored against the Dogs in round 7, and he reckons he's got another.
That'll be third. Can you just check for grounding here? I have an opinion. Obstruction, please. Yeah, Mick, we got it, mate.
We will go up to Sean Hampstead. Ben Cummins wants the grounding and a possible obstruction checked.
I don't think there was an obstruction. He certainly came back in behind the play, Hinchcliffe, but was anyone impeded? I don't think so. Norrie doing his best to get out of the way. I reckon that part of the equation is okay. And now has he grounded the football? Oh, yeah.
There's the ball on the grounds.
I think he certainly grounded it on or over the goal line.
That box is ticked, but what about the obstruction play?
Tolman, the man who may have been obstructed, could he have made that tackle? And that's the call the video ref has to make.
I thought it was Sasai Varve backing into the defenders, but I think it's Brian Norrie, the man that they are looking at. You saw him put his hands in the air. Sean Hampstead, what's he come up with? No try, obstruction against Brian Norrie.
I've got to say that's a tough call.
That's a penalty for obstruction. Right? Yeah, they're right now.
I didn't hear you, mate. I was listening to the other bloke.
So the Dogs hang on. It looked as though Melbourne had started the second half with back-to-back tries.
They need to get back into the swing of things. The Dogs, we heard from Lara at half-time, Des Hasler wants his team to play similar second-half football, lots of ball movement. They haven't had a chance to do that in the first 13 minutes of the second half.
Pritchard. Stagg passes it on to Tolman quickly. Now Reynolds out to Barber. Here's some more room for Ben. Ben Barber away, supported by Krishnaninu. The two men to score in the first half combined for the Dogs' first try in the second.
We tackle for Molly. Just went back and have a quick look at that collision in the middle. You saw that? I didn't see it.
Gavin Badger wants a collision in the middle inspected by Sean Hampstead, but it was some Barber brilliance again.
What about the speed? Well, Ben Barber, when he saw an opportunity... Oh, gee, once again, I struggle to see how anyone was impeded. Was it Dane Nielsen who came in off his line and left some space on the outside, and a Canterbury defender or attacker ran into him?
Oh, I didn't spot it.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. What a turnaround.
I'd be pointing to the spot. Well, Krishnan Inu with the one-handed put down. I'll come back to that point in a moment. Here's the decision. Try to the Dogs. Having seen Krishnan Inu on Anzac Day carry the ball in one hand, I would have assumed there might be a very safe two-handed grounding whenever possible. But no problems.
And isn't he in fine form? He raced through that bit of space that opened up for him, Ben Barber, and played his hand perfectly, drew the fullback. Gave it to this man.
Well, Des Morris, the Queensland Origin chairman of selectors, was at Dairy Farmers Stadium last night watching Matty Bowen perform brilliantly. I wonder what he's thinking right now with Benny Barber scoring, safe under any sort of kick, and gapping the defence to set up a Krishnan Inu double. The margin back to 10 points and maybe 12. Krishnan Inu, 1 from 2 today, off the upright and away. We stay with a 10-point ball game, Lara Pitt.
Yes, Bulldogs fans might like this little stat with the scoreline now at 14 to 4. On the 9 occasions that the Bulldogs have scored 14 points, they've gone on to win on all 9 occasions.
Well, Dogs fans will like that. And Keating has to wait. He didn't get his hands to the ball. It will be a knock-on against the Melbourne Storm.
Knock on Melbourne. Knock on Melbourne.
I think they gave themselves up there.
Knock on Melbourne on the ground.
Kevin Badger was waiting to see what was going on. No one got up to play the football.
As long as we get it right, isn't it?
O'Neill flew over. Yeah, I think he got a hand on it, and that was knocked into Keating.
The Dogs started the game in similar fashion. They got the ball back. The Storm tried to match them, but fumbled at the end. This is Tolman.
Hold now, hold. Keep coming, keep going.
Now Reynolds to Jackson. James Graham. It looked like offloading. Takes the tackle. Came from Bromwich and Hinchcliffe.
And they don't often come up with these simple one-off-the-ruck plays when they're in the groove here. The Bulldogs, they'll shift it.
Good. Here's Widdop with a tricky takedown around his shins. He stays in the field of play, but by only a few metres. They'll have to come off their own goal line. Here's Matt Duffy.
You'll be happy with that, Des Hasler. The kick on the end of that set was a beauty. Melbourne Storm with a lot of work to do to get out of their territory.
We're about to hit the final 20 minutes where the Dogs have been outstanding in 2012, giving up just 23 points total in 14 games this season. That's in the final 20. The Storm with a big job ahead, and Cooper Cronk looking for a big kick. It's stopped by the wind, and Ben Barber with a skip. Can't get away from Cooper Cronk or Maurice Blair. Inu with a shrug and a strong run. He looked for an offload. What a game again.
Is he bigger and stronger than we've seen him in past seasons? He's certainly been a handful today.
He spent the majority of the early season with the Auckland Vulcans in the New South Wales Cup. He's come to the Dogs and lit up the NRL. Keating, Tolman, now Ennis trailing. He goes to Reynolds, sits it up flat for Jackson. Dane Nielsen prevented the offload. Reynolds again to Inu, who kicks into the corner. Jonathan Wright couldn't get there in time. But another good set.
They're struggling to contain him out there, the Melbourne Storm. Numbers coming at them, and big numbers at that. Lots of players, but also some big units, hard running, hitting holes. They've got the mix just right at the moment, the Bulldogs.
Dane Nielsen. Let's remember he has a legion of fans here as well. They play close to the defensive line. And it's Cam Smith who will eventually get back to his feet and play the ball. Cronk goes to Proctor. He runs at Keating and can't get away. Morris assisted. Cronk to Bromwich. Cronk will go high. Again, it's a test for Barber. He waits. This time he can't get the ball, and I think it came off his hands.
Keep coming.
Tackle 0. Here come the Storm. Hoffman.
Let him up.
They will not go away
Don't hold him.
and have plenty of time up their hands in their sleeve yet. Bromwich.
Hold from the line. 2. Foot go.
Now Cronk to Proctor, and up quickly. Keating got hold of him.
Quicker, Mick. Yeah, foot. Good. Hold.
Here's Cronk spinning, but unable to spin away from Tolman. Still 2 plays left. Here's Cam Smith running at the line, out the back. Maurice Blair flat to Hoffman, and he's stopped by Reynolds and Jackson. The last now for Melbourne. Cronk chipping, looking for Justin O'Neill. Instead it's McDougall high. He diffuses the kick, and this defence from the Dogs so good until that.
Wait. Let me get out of the way. What are you doing? Yeah, it's a blocker. No.
So a blocking play is the ruling from Gavin Badger.
Yeah, got it right too.
As you go and get ready.
That's why
I'll go back here. So, back over here, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
They just got in the way of the Storm chasers.
I get knocked over.
Smith to Bromwich. He'll head centre field and set up options both sides.
Move! Off the sides!
Hold.
Cronk to the right, Blair to the left, another penalty.
Mick, 2 in a row. Too long, too slow. I'll just let you know, too slow. They've got to get a quicker blocker.
Stay.
Just let me know what you're doing, mate.
That penalty for being too slow off the tackled player, and Cummins just reminding Ennis the earlier penalty was for the blocking play, the blocker. Smith, here's Riles. It takes 4 Dogs to stop him.
Go.
Hinchcliffe, Blair spins away from Reynolds, who comes again and gets hold of him. He is a competitor. Josh Reynolds. Smith. Told to play the ball.
3rd tackle on the line there, Cameron. Time back on. Go.
Bromwich. Runs into Tolman. Now churning through the tackles. 2 plays left. Smith to Riles. And again, the defence is waiting. Pritchard and Graham. Cronk. Again, they chip to Luke McDougall's corner. The back to Kevin Proctor, who got down low, tried to find the corner. And what about that defence from the Dogs?
Oh, magnificent. They've turned up in numbers. 4, 5 players there to make that final tackle on Kevin Proctor.
Make sure you're straight.
Hold.
Stay straight.
Hold.
Okay, Aidan.
Well, they're hanging in. They're playing tough. The Bulldogs. They've plenty thrown at them this second half.
Cameron.
Well, Canterbury take a bow. Look at that. Melbourne tackled in the opposition 23 times to 0
Leave him now, leave him.
in the second half. And they've come up with just 4 points.
You lost control of it. No, you fumbled it.
And they're about to spend a bit more time there.
They will.
Stay bound, fellas. Let's go.
This will be 4 sets in a row. The Dogs have had to defend over the top. He goes Duffy. And he was half a chance there, Proctor, on the run around. Gee, they closed that up pretty quickly, the Dogs.
Over the top. Seconds behind over each other. Lock him in, Benny. Tight for me. Cooper.
Well, a converted try here from Melbourne would really set this game up.
Out.
O'Neill. No way through. And again, Canterbury turns to defence. Proctor. How long can they hang on for?
They're setting up for Widdop out the back play, the big shift.
Cronk. Across field towards a hole. He takes a tackle from Jackson and Reynolds. Now Hinchcliffe to Riles, who has another crack from close range, and again Pritchard was waiting. Graham as well. Smith. Maurice Blair, quick tap on. Here's Dane Nielsen, greeted straight away by Krishnan Inu. Blair will kick across field. On the last, up high Duffy, the back, and it's picked up by Pritchard. He left it behind, in fact. Another set of 6 to the Melbourne Storm. The petrol tank is on empty, surely, for Canterbury. Riles throws it. Here's Hoffman, big numbers. He keeps the ball and is pushed towards the sideline. The ball comes free. Still it's in play. We're losing ground, but keep the ball on tackle 0.
And they're looking all right, the defenders, the Dogs. They're back. They're slowing to play the ball down as much as they can. They're getting off the line.
Riles winds up again. And Tolman is up to the challenge. Cronk to Bromwich. Well, Tolman, Graham and Pritchard have repeatedly stopped Jason Riles. Here's Smith out of acting half and he's pushed backwards. Cronk. The inside ball for Widdop. And it was read by Graham and Pritchard. Here's Cronk. Now to O'Neill. Morris is there along with Keating. And a knock-on from Melbourne.
You've got to take your hats off to the Bulldogs. Look at them. They're sucking in the big ones all over the park, where they kept turning up for each other.
The last tackle, he knocked it on, so it comes out 10 by 10.
And a couple of good ones there by James Graham.
Wait for my call. Hold.
Okay, mate.
Well, Des Hasler will be delighted. McDougall into a shoulder and bouncing away. He's already marked. A swollen eye and cut cheek. This is Inu.
Here's 10. Hold. Hold.
Now Graham.
Here's 10. Hold. Hold.
It has been sustained attack from the best point-scoring team in the comp. And the Dogs have come up with an answer every time. Stagg.
Jesse! Here. Hold.
Keane kicks straight down the middle. And now Matt Duffy for Melbourne. He goes to Widdop. And Widdop gets around right and over the 20-metre line. Quinn. Finucane has given James Graham a deserved rest as Riles makes more metres. Chipping for Justin O'Neill, who is there now, in behind the defence. The inside ball for Sikamanu. How did he catch that? Sikamanu at full reach, down around his ankles. He was 100 to 1 to catch that. Cronk to Riles. Now Morris Blair goes to Nielsen. Nielsen. Blair, again they opt for the kick. It's into the in goal, way too deep. And they come up empty again.
He nearly got there, Cooper Cronk.
That's it, Big Dean.
Had it been a metre shallower. But watch this, the run. O'Neill, the ball back inside. What a pickup. Well, I think he might have just managed to hang on to it. I had my doubts.
I think the look at the referee almost gave him away. Maybe we would need to see it again, but it was worth awarding a play on call because he did very, very well. But I suspect there was a little knock on.
He's 10. Hold. Go. You're good, Jason.
This is Tolman.
Move for 2. He's 10.
Canterbury happy to wind down the clock. Ahead by 10. With just over 11 to play.
They'd be even happier if they could get more points. Haven't spent much time in the opposition's territory.
Finucane. Ennis out of active half, changing the direction and finding Stagg. Here's the last for Canterbury. Keating will hoist it. Gareth Widdop times his jump and gets it safely straight to ground. Happy to do that because the chase was right on top of him. Well, he threw self-preservation out the window there, Gareth Widdop. He just thought, I'll let myself fall back to the ground whatever way, and that way it'll be hard for them to force me in goal.
Well, smart play too. He gets off the ground there so that he can't be taken out while he's in the air.
Nielsen can't shrug his way clear of Jackson, but the ball gets away, and Bromwich will take a few more metres. This is the last for Melbourne. Will it be another attacking kick? Cronk drives it long. And Jonathan Wright. Inu. Still going, Krisnan Inu. What about the games from Inu and Barber today?
They've been great. They've been standouts. Wonderful metres on the second tackle there by Inu to get his team up near the halfway.
Stagg to Tolman. Keating goes on to Morris. Inside, Barber was trailing. And Cronk was there waiting. Now Ben Barber has it. He goes away to Keating. And Keating is collared by Cooper Cronk and then snuffed out by Riles. 14-4 and into the final 10. The difference when they met in round 7, 12-6 in favour of the Storm. Is there some revenge coming for the Dogs? Reynolds kicks. Widdop waits. Marks. And will come back to the 20. And is dumped by Dean Hallertau.
That's the best way to put that, isn't it? A dump, a great tackle.
Wait there.
Picked him up and put him on his back.
And it's taken the wind out of him. While he's down, we'll go through a few of the defensive numbers for the Dogs. Ennis up to 40 tackles. Graham and Stagg 34 each. Hallertau with 30. Tolman with 34 as well. Not that he will show it, but this is the sort of win, if they hold on, that will have Des Hasler delighted.
You've got to mention the 37 tackles that this bloke's made, Cam Smith, and he's been their most dangerous player with a footy as well for Melbourne. They need some points soon if they're going to get back into it.
One try and they're back in it. Blair throws the ball away and throws it straight to McInnes.
I hit your player's legs and then he picked it up. I hit your player's legs.
Let me explain,
An offside play about to be explained.
I've got it. He's passed it, hit your player's leg, and then you've blokes picked it up. Who's in front? I know it's unlucky, but it's offside.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's come off Dean Hallertau's legs on the way back there.
Well spotted by the referees.
Hayden, back off, Hayden!
Smith. Here's Jason Riles. Gets the offload to Smith. Now Lowry to Bromwich.
Frank, let the ball go. Foot the wall. Second mark, come on.
Cronk out to Widdop and up quickly, reading it well, Josh Morris. Manu, the ball was away from him. He couldn't hang on, knock on the call. He changed direction just as the ball was thrown.
2 knock-ons.
Work, boys.
Bulldogs, work.
And they've just had players up in their face all day, the Melbourne Storm, when they've tried to shift the football.
It's very close. I'll give you a couple.
Just hold Cooper there, bench. Behind you.
The crowd in Virgin Australia Stadium, 11,876. I heard that capacity was 10,000 today. Well, a few have snuck in, haven't they? But it's been a great atmosphere. Well done, MACKAY, a fantastic venue. I've seen a great game of rugby league, and let's hope there are more regional games in the National Rugby League.
You can see other teams putting their hand up to bring a game to MACKAY. They've loved it up here, the locals, despite the ordinary weather in this part of the coast.
I love their footy in central and northern Queensland. As the Central Queensland big team keeps telling us, good luck with your efforts to join the National Rugby League in coming years.
They kick a tackle early. They've done it plenty of times this afternoon, the Dogs.
James Graham, after a brief rest, back into the action. Keating waits until the last and kicks. Widdop comes to Duffy. The Storm need points and quickly.
Okay, Nick, now.
One try away from setting up a grandstand finish, but getting that try proving so difficult against this defence.
Release now, Dodge.
Here. That's all right, we're playing.
Lucky not to get called offside there. Hallertau flying up out of the line early.
Smith to Bromwich. Yet to find halfway. And they're at the last now. Cronk kicks long in behind Ben Barber. He wants the ball to pull up, and it will. Ben Barber has a job to do here. Gets away from Duffy easily. Ben Barber off and running in front of the grandstand with support inside. Away from Cam Smith. Ben Barber kicks on his wrong foot towards Josh Morris. The try of the season looming. There it is. Ben Barber to Josh Morris. Have you seen better rugby league?
You said it, Matty Russell. That's got to be the try of the year. And Ben Barber, he started it for the Dogs with a wonderful effort, and it got better. It's gone 100 metres. He's beaten half the Storm team. He took a clip around the ears on his way. This is amazing.
He's gone 110. He was on his dead ball line. He was going to be trapped in goal.
He beats one. He beats two. He skirts back inside. Outside Cooper Cronk, that's 3. A swinging arm from Smith doesn't stop him. And now the kick. Josh Morris chasing through. You couldn't want a better player on the end of that. He's got great speed, great hands. What a try.
Unbelievable. Everyone at Virgin Australia Stadium has been treated to a piece of magic from Ben Barber. The sort of magic only Ben Barber can deliver. What a homecoming. Born in Darwin, but raised in MACKAY, with family and friends filling the ground today. He has loved the spotlight. There's the Ben Barber box. His brothers are jumping for joy. His dad is up as well. It has been a performance to remember. After After all that, Josh Morris comes up with his 12th try of the season. Speaking about brilliant backs. And Krishnan Inu trying to add 2 more to the tally. It deserved to be converted, and it was. 20-4. The Dogs are going to win, and Ben Barber is going to celebrate. He's got a bit of pink on today. I wonder whether he'll have a lot of maroon on in the weeks to come.
It's just a shame you can only give 4 points for a try. I mean, that was worth so much more.
How many would you give that?
Oh, that's a 10 out of 10. No doubt at all.
So the high kick-off to be held up by the wind, and a bat back from Duffy that is again knocked on like last time they tried that tactic. It simply hasn't been Melbourne's afternoon. To their credit, they've thrown everything at Canterbury. But there's been an answer, apart from one try.
They got a tough decision, a disallowed try. It would have almost got them back in the match, the Melbourne Storm. But this team, they've been the best on the day, no doubt at all. They got the jump on them early. What a wonderful start it was from the Bulldogs.
This way there. Nick, in now.
Haven't looked back.
Keep it clear. Hold, out. Yep.
Second half possession, staggering. 63% of it to Melbourne, and they've come up with 4 points. An Anthony Quinn try from a kick.
And I reckon that'll be the thing that Des Hasler will laud the most after the game about his players' performance. Some great attack, but gee, their defence. It's superb, it's aggressive, it's organised, it's desperate. Everything you want from your footy team.
Graham to Hallertau. Straight and hard in the 78th minute. Now Inu tries a field goal, charged down by Cam Smith. This will be play on. And the pass away from Jonathan Wright over the sideline.
6 to go there.
Have a scrum, Melbourne feed.
4 tries to 1. Canterbury
Let's go,
about to make it 5 straight victories and have their 10th win of the season.
Over the top, hooker. Over the top. Lock in.
They came into this game in second and will stay second.
Out.
Closing the gap on the ladder leaders, the team they've beaten today.
That's one. Right there, Krishnan.
Up, boys, up. He's on top. He's on top. No worries.
Oh, go.
Well, the residents of Mackay and the region will want it back next year, next week if possible. The Dogs have turned on a show and beaten Melbourne 20-4. Ben Barber applauding his family in the grandstand. It's been his day, and as a result, Canterbury's day. Melbourne beaten for just the 3rd time in 2012.
Well, there's no more going under the radar for this Bulldogs outfit. They're the real deal. They're genuine premiership contenders. What a wonderful effort today.
Des Hasler this week said Melbourne is a very good footy team, and he's right. But Des, I've got some news for you. You've got a very good team as well.
I reckon he knows it. He just doesn't want the world to know just yet.
Well, when they play that Josh Morris try over and over, the world will know. The rugby league world. James Graham, another tireless display. Let's go on field to Lara Pitt.
Yes, I'm joined by Bulldogs captain Michael Ennis. Mick, the team's 10th win of the season. Where does that one rate?
Yeah, no, it's special, to bring a game up, into rural Queensland where we got, surprisingly so many supporters was, really good against a really quality opposition. They've been the benchmark for a few years now, and, we just, we'll take that one out and keep working hard.
Des mentioned it would be a real test. You mentioned that they are the benchmark. I guess, where does that leave you guys now that you've beaten?
Oh yeah, no, we're still a young side, working away, trying to improve each week, and middle part of the season. A lot of these Melbourne guys have played a lot of footy lately, so they're still the benchmark, but it's certainly nice at this time of the year to accumulate some points, that's for sure.
10-0 at half-time. What was the key, I guess, to stop the Storm fighting back?
Yeah, I mean, going into the Breeze, it was pleasing to go into 10-0 up, and it was just a remarkable effort. The defence on our line there in the second half, I haven't seen that for a long time, so I'm really proud of some of the efforts by all the team.
Right, thanks so much, Mick. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Lara.
Good enough to join us, Cooper Crunk from Melbourne Storm. Cooper, I guess the main question is, where do you think it went wrong for you tonight?
Oh, look, it's good to bring football games out to rural areas like this, and there's no doubt they played really good today. Defensively, they held us out for a long period of time, and when they got the chance, they scored some points. But no excuses. It's a tough time of year, but we're looking forward to take some steps forward. But there's still a bit of hard work to be done.
You did lose to the team hot on your heels on the ladder. Where does this leave you going forward? Obviously, you can't get too discouraged.
No, that's all right. Yeah, look, we're not worried about results and things like that. It's about building the processes and putting them in place for the big games at the end of the year.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yes, the Dogs with a bye next week, and don't they deserve a rest because they had significantly less possession and spent much more time in their own half, but conceded just 4 points, scored 20 of their own. It's a great day for the Dogs. We will break on NRL Sunday and come back to wrap it up. The 9th time in their history, that is since 1998, the Storm have been kept to 4 points or less. Defence like that made sure the Dogs won it 20-4. What a performance from Canterbury. What a performance from Ben Barber. He was fantastic today, scoring tries and setting them up.
Yeah, look, well, there's the statistics, and they had not quite as much football, the Bulldogs, but I can tell you the bottom stat's the most significant one. 3 line breaks to none, and all 3 to Ben Barber. He was great.
No prizes for guessing who is the BMW man of the match. He is with Lara Pitt.
Yes, I'm joined by the BMW man of the match, Ben Barber. Ben, congratulations. Scored a try, set one up in front of your home fans, man of the match. Does it get any better than that?
No, it doesn't. It's a dream come true to do this. Never thought I'd ever get a chance to play in front of these people, especially up here back in Mackay. I'm just lucky I put in a good performance today, and we come away with the win.
Right, come on, talk us through that try at the end there that I guess ultimately got the win for your team.
Yeah, I was just telling the other bloke that I think I was being a bit lazy there up to the flat and let him kick over my head, and lucky enough they gave me a bit of a stagger line, and I guess that's when I came into my own. So, mate, I'm just happy we got the win today, and a lot of credit goes to that 16 bloke over there in my team today.
All right, Queensland selection not far away now. What would it mean to you? We know you've been in camp before, but your name has been thrown around to make it into the side this time.
Yeah, it'd be quite an honour. It'd be the best thing besides my kids being born. It's every kid's dream to wear that maroon jersey, and it's mine too. So I'm just happy I can put a good performance today for my team, because these blokes come first, and then hopefully I can get that call.
All right, thanks so much, Ben. Congratulations.
I got to say thanks, Fox Sports, BMW, and to all the family and friends here in Mackay. Thank you.
Yes, he had plenty of support. I feel blessed to have seen Ben Barber's try today. Badge, I suppose you're the same.
Well, and look, not just Ben Barber, but what a wonderful effort from both teams. They really have turned it on. I think every one of the 11,500 fans was just excited they came today, and they saw a wonderful match. Yeah, a great day for Mackay, an even better day for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. On behalf of Gary Belcher, Lara Pitt, and the entire Fox Sports team, I'm Matt Russell from Mackay. Good afternoon.
Good. production of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby League. This program brought to you